So, folks, why choose the imitation when you can vote for the real thing? And that's the subject of the riff. There she goes again. Ms. Chameleon Kamala has thrown 2 new flip-flops at us in just the last 24 hours. Now, here's a hunch. Bad polls causing flip-flop panic amongst Team Kamala. With absolutely no convention bounce at all, even where national polls show them even, or maybe she's up a point, Kamala should be up 4 or 5 points because Mr. Trump always underpolls. And in fact, the former president has the best national and swing state polls he has ever had. At this stage of the game, he's beating past performances from 2016 and 2020. More on this in a moment, but as far as the policy flip-flops, well, one of them is her newfound support for a small business tax break that, as Ed Lawrence reported, House Republicans passed and then President Trump supported 6 years ago, way back in 2018. Back then, it was a $20,000 deduction for new startup business expenses. Democrats are always opposed to it. Democrats have attacked these kinds of tax breaks. But now, Kamala has decided to adopt Trump Republican proposal and even raise the deduction to $50,000. Kind of like tax-free tips, isn't it? Remember that? And then, Wall Street Journal story, Ms. Harris planning to propose a less drastic increase in the top capital gains tax rate. What does that mean, less drastic? Her cap gains tax would be 33.5%. That, by the way, is compared to the current rate of 23.8%. Now, 33.5% would be the highest capital gains tax rate in over 40 years. Now, think of it this way. Stay with me. Instead of keeping 76.20 on the extra dollar, 76 cents on the extra dollar earned, you'd only be keeping 66.5 cents. Think about it. So, in terms of what you keep, that would still be a 13% hike in the capital gains tax. All right? You know, if you actually cut the capital gains tax, just cut it, or index it for inflation, you would boost investment and revenues would shoot up sky high. But not for Kamala. Incidentally, study after study shows anytime you raise the cap gains tax, revenues fall. Remember, Bill Clinton slashed the capital gains tax? Revenues soared on the way to a balanced budget. Speaking of the added tax burden, Ms. Harris may be in favor of a one-time deduction for startups, but she favors an increase in the top tax rate to 39.6%, which is what most owners of small companies will wind up paying. And any tax hike on cap gains is a huge penalty to the owners of successful startups. And remember, her plan would significantly raise estate taxes that are so important to entrepreneurs and their heirs. And let's not forget her proposal for a higher corporate tax, which would make America less competitive globally. In fact, China would have a lower corporate tax and a lower cap gains tax than the U.S. under Kamala policies. And she still favors the confiscatory wealth tax on unrealized capital gains. Now she's sprinting toward the center because internally her people have to be worried about her lousy polls. Nate Silver's probability model now has Trump as a 58% favorite. The pay-to-play betting Poly Market, that has Trump also up 52% to 47%. And again, even if you just say the whole race is a toss-up nationwide, and among swing states, that really means Mr. Trump is doing much better because his folks don't like to answer nosy phone calls, tend to be low-propensity voters, and most polls underestimate Republican voter samples and especially Trump voter samples. So I'm going to bet Ms. Harris is running scared. Now, you might say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. But instead, I'm thinking, why choose the imitation when you can vote for the original, authentic, real thing? And that's my riff. All right.